How's it going, everyone? I appreciate you for tuning into this little presentation here. I wanted to start off with a quote from Graham Hancock. I believe we are a species with amnesia. I think we have forgotten our roots and our origins. I think we are quite lost in many ways. We live in a society that invests huge amounts of money and vast quantities of energy in ensuring that we all stay lost. A society that invests in creating unconsciousness, which invests in keeping people asleep so that we are just passive consumers or products and not really asking any of the questions. So that's Graham Hancock. I'll leave a link in the description to his video, War on Consciousness, that was banned from TED. It's on TEDx now if you want to check it out. So yeah, we're just going to get right into it here and talk about the Matrix, which is the control system that is currently in place to enslave the human mind. They operate in smoke and mirrors. They're tapping you on one shoulder and you're looking this way and they're on the other shoulder. So they use mind control as their main technique here, which is controlling the thoughts, actions, and emotions of the people. Human beings are very easy to be controlled when you have them believing that they are free, which we will come to find out is not true. They use the mind control through different mediums such as media. We'll just go through certain examples. The TV, which is a subconscious manipulator that is sending subliminal frequencies through things such as predictive programming, subliminal programming. Movies, we just have to look to none other than Disney throwing pedophilic subliminal messages in the movies, just distorting the minds of people when they don't even know because it's in their subconscious. News, repetition, they're just gonna completely distort the message of what is actually going on in the reality. And this is very apparent when you see the video of all the news stations around the country in America presenting the same slogans. Can you believe it's Halloween, Kathy, and we gotta get the kids some candy? And it will be the same exact statement. It's just an agenda, and we know. I suggest people to look into who owns our news and who owns all of these big companies here, because we'll come to find out that it is a lot of the same people that are in bed with each other in these different industries. Music, I'm seeing a lot of, it's really sad, but a lot of sick music today that kids my age are listening to, unfortunately. And this isn't judging anybody who does listen to mainstream music, but it's really promoting all of this is coming through the music, because the music industry is owned by these people up at the top here. We see this is the capitalist system. You got the workers at the bottom holding up the pyramid for the upper class. You got the police state and the military enforcing the law for the people at the top who make the law and are above the law. They fool you, the politicians, and then they rule you up at the top, which is just a group of families that have been passing down a bloodline through time. I suggest to look into Webster Tarpley break down the Windsor family. The Windsors are actually not even from England. They're from Germany. The Bush family is from Germany as well. They changed their names, so you can't really, they operate like this, the smoke and mirrors. They have you looking this way and they're doing this. They have you watching sports and they're actually programming you in all these different ways. So yeah, sports is the Roman Colosseum. Social media, I mean, it's not all bad. This is how I'm getting my message out right now. They definitely have government hired agents on there, and they have there's much programming going on in the social media. And then pornography, which has directly affected me. It's getting us in a lustful, lower state of energy. I'll get into more specifically some of these topics in other videos. I just wanted to give kind of a blueprint for people to see here what's really going on. So they use these mediums here. That was just media. Then we'll go to religion. Religion is just creating division. There's a light in man, and every religion is just a different interpretation. Religions were formerly so much hidden truth about the spiritual nature of man that was concealed with allegory. But unfortunately, due to the dogma that they are pushing, religion is completely a fallacy now, and is nowhere near the truth that was in it, due to the powers that be controlling the religious organizations. The education system and this concept of experts. So they run the education system. David Rockefeller was actually, he opened the first college, U Chicago, and because he opened it, he got to hire the people on the board for the college. And then we'll come to find out he's linked to the oil industry and the medical. And so look into the Rockefeller, John D. Rockefeller, David Rockefeller. They also, the education system, so like I said, experts, they get to choose the experts for what is the common thought in public. So any person who goes against these experts is just a conspiracy theorist, which was, it's just a way to get you to not look in the eye of, or look within your own self of critically thinking. Diet and health. This is a big one here. They use the food to program the people. You got fluoride in the water, you have genetically modified organisms in the food. You have dyes in certain cereals that are causing kids to have extreme problems and creating sugar addictions. And you got big pharmacy, which is just complete chemicals trying to get you to be zombies for them, to keep rolling in the dough for the medical industry, which is just keeping us sick. And there's no sort of holistic thought in that, and looking at how the human body can heal itself actually, if we look to the placebo effect. Politics is another one, creating division. Democrat versus Republic, this is a complete illusion. They just tell you exactly what they want to hear. They talk with their hands very nicely, and they are also operating in this tactic right here, smoking mirrors. You think they're doing one thing, and they're actually not doing that. So to program this, so they use these mediums to program these different thoughts into the people here who are living in a bubble. And you see, I took this from Ian Crane. I'll link his presentation down below. It is exposing human programming. And you have the little children here with circular heads. They still have their imagination before they are indoctrinated with this system. And then they come out with the block head because they do not have critical thought anymore. And they are just a mindless consumerist slave worker pretty much to the system, the 9-to-5 grind. The programs would be fear. If you're constantly in a state of fear, it just leads to more division. You think that the people outside of America are Muslims, they're terrorists, they're crazy, and you just stay in your bubble. Labeling to ensure your own self-security, just like any critical thinker is a conspiracy theorist. So this person, he's a right-wing, he's a liberal, he's a Democrat, he's a... it's just putting people into labels so that you don't have to ever look into that, and you can just ensure your own self-security is a big program. Lust is definitely done through porn, and just like mainstream culture of the over-sexualization of everything and getting people into a lustful nature, which is definitely a lower frequency. Confusion about sexuality. There is absolutely an agenda to transgenderize the culture, if we're not seeing this with commonly happening here in mainstream. It's pretty obvious. Obedience, they want you to be obedient and passive to their system, because people who fight back, that does not work for the system. They want you to just lay back and trust in them when they are absolute con artists, masters of deception. I heard it described the other day as you're on a chessboard and they're moving all the pieces, and these people have no idea how the game even works. So I suggest all of you, this is to help you look into how the game actually works, because it's rigged from the start when you're born into this world and you're indoctrinated. False history, once again, David Rockefeller's name comes in as starting the History Corporation that is creating our history books. They changed all the history around, because if you don't know who you are, where you've been, how the heck do you know where you're going to be going? So yeah, just leads some more confusion. The winner's always telling the tale in history, we'll come to find out. Scientism relates directly to this one, experts. So you have scientists that are quote-unquote experts, trying to disprove God almost, and they're in the left brain mindset. We have two hemispheres of the brain, the left and the right. The right is the more intuitive, imaginative faculty of the mind, and the left is completely literal and correlates more to logic and reason. Both are needed, but too one-sided, and you have a masculine-dominated society like we have now. This isn't anything to do with gender. This is energies. Masculine and feminine energies exist within both of us. Refer to the yin and yang. We need both. You can't have one without the other. So scientism is really getting us to not look within spiritually. Science and spirituality need to be merged, and these truths are going to come out because a lot of research is really starting to prove that the spiritual nature of the universe is 100% real. Quantum physics is proving this. Dogma from the church is a big one. You have people who just blindly follow and believe these traditions that are passed down. They'll just repeat a prayer, but they don't know what the prayer even is. They're just repeating. They have the minds of the people following the church, thinking that their certain ideology is more superior, so therefore they're dividing more people with this. Dogma also that you're going to go to hell after you die. This is a fear tactic. Hell is within the own human mind. It's not anywhere outside of yourself. The human mind is creating the experience. It's projecting the hologram. Distraction is a big one. We are just distracted with technology, with all the media, with the pop culture, and this is because that's the smoke and mirrors right there. It's look this way and we're doing this behind your back. Materialism. Check out, I will link in the description, The Century of the Self. It's all about how Edward Bernays used propaganda techniques and using psychological warfare on the public to get to their innermost desires and convince them that they need objects to complete themselves and create a consumerist state. We have this now, just Black Friday, crazy amounts of cars and houses and luxury, and you have these rappers, they're so cool, they have their gold chains and their Lambo, and like I said, that's how they're using the music to get to the kids and program these false perceptions of the world. How many one-eye symbolisms and 666, mark of the beast from scripture, do we need to see on these people that we're idolizing for us to finally realize that these people have sold their soul, which is now being controlled by these people up at the top here. So we'll get to why. Why are they doing this? Why would they want to do this to us? I thought, we were supposed to trust these people. Well, unfortunately, they are operating from the darkness standpoint of the world, and they want to keep the people in darkness from the truth. what is the truth? The truth is that you have been completely mind controlled and enslaved by a small group of people that consider themselves more elite than you because of their blood, and they have just absolutely tormented and pillaged and tried to control the earth. And this time it's coming to an end. There is an awakening on this planet, and I'd really suggest people to look into who they really are, because this is kept from you. We go through the education system here, but we aren't taught about our own anatomy of energetic wheels within our body that somehow has been passed down through Vedic tradition for thousands of years, and we don't want to really look into this. There's a sense of superiority now that because we are technologically advanced, that we are more advanced, but you have mathematicians and scientists going into the pyramid absolutely just puzzled at how this thing is so geometrically mapped and created to align with different star systems in the galaxy. So yeah, I want to thank everyone for watching here. This was just, a breakdown here of what's really going on. I know people might not want to look at this, but the truth can be harsh. It's not supposed to come at you and just be, really, really nice for you to hear. They operate in this system. They want to tell you exactly what you want to hear. I'm telling you, you might not want to hear all this, but this is what is really going on. And I don't want you to just believe what I'm saying. Look into this. Check out Derek Brose's work. Look into the Finders. Look into the Franklin cover-up. I'll link all these videos in the description for you to maybe get a better understanding of who these people are. Look into the Jeffrey Epstein case. If we want to understand our spiritual nature more, look into the work of Mark Passio. And if we want to understand the Matrix more, he makes great videos on that. So yeah, I just want to thank everyone for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day or night. And let's start coming to terms with this, because it's a time I'm seeing a lot of sickness, and I come from the system, so I really just want to help people, and I hope that somebody could take something from this. Thank you.